today. From Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, it's Week 2 of the MFL on EA Sports. It's the Green Bay Packers taking on the Atlanta Falcons.
There's a look at one of the most iconic sports venues in the lower 48, built back in 1957 under the title of City Stadium. We are at Lambeau Field in Green. We all know this community lives for its Packers, and the green and gold came out of the tunnel a short time ago, and it was loud. We are ready for football. So are they, as the Packers get set to match up with the Atlanta Falcons. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game...
Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership.
Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It would appear these guys aren't fooling around. A big play on the second play from scrimmage.
Well, last night at our meeting, you said you thought that they would test the secondary early. But I don't know if you meant it on the second play of the game. I thought you meant, as we get into it a little bit, they decided to just come right out swinging.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And that's off the mark, incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 20-yard line.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. 1st and 10 right at the 20. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs. It gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
2nd and 6. They look for Pitts again. This time he's got it. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Packers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They will be led out by the Heisman Trophy winner from 2018, drafted #1 overall the subsequent year, Kyler Murray.
Drafted with the idea that he'd be one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the NFL when he put it all together. We've been seeing that progress throughout his career. This guy's legs, we knew they were phenomenal. Arm, top notch. But now we're seeing his mind come into the game. Reed's defense is better and better each and every week, and is showing patience as a passer as well. Not as eager to exit the pocket, finding guys downfield for bigger plays.
Second down at 5. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And this will be a Packers first down as he's able to take this up to the 30-yard line. The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 14 carries, 57 yards.
Well, watching the film, we saw that things clicked pretty well for them in the running game last week. No reason to change in my mind. Continue to try and run the football, give it to them early and often in hopes of breaking down the defense so that some bigger gains result as the game goes on.
On 2nd and 11 now. Murray. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Larry Ogunjobi breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener. Adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
First and second down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Here's Murray. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Falcons will be taking over. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And he had to be pleased at the start of the last drive. The offense was moving, but certainly not pleased at the end result, an interception.
And every team we ever talk to at some point in the conversation, the coach, player, someone talks about, you know, we've got to finish. We've got to finish off drives, finish off the game. There's an example there of not finishing, doing everything right, but not getting the result that you need.
2nd and 4. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll be taken down at the 34. The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the third down stop. Back to throw here. Under pressure, and down he goes. Rashawn Gary gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also fourth down now.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. The Falcons send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, second quarter as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. That's caught by Howard. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Third and 2, and here's Murray. Hard throw, incomplete. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Falcons offense set to go. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He completes it to Ridley. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. They'll drop to throw. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 22-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Again, he targets Ridley. This time, it's complete.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. As over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Back to throw again. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And his kick is indeed good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Packers with a football here late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Murray now to throw.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Second and 10.
Throwing now is Murray. He's got his tight end over the middle, O.J. Howard. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. From the gun, Murray. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. First down, Murray.
They're going for Howard, but the pass intercepted.
Picked off at the 48. At a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Come on, man. Set the tone. You better do something.
So mark off the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal. And I think a little frustration kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And his kick is good. And they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now Kyler Murray ready to get back under center.
And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, that play really didn't fool them. They completed the screen pass, but for lost yardage, a really nice play by the defense.
To throw again on second down. Murray.
And he finds Howard complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Forced out to his left. Able to push his way through. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or two short. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own, but let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. Here's Bradley Pena now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They were winners a week ago over the Bucs. They lead here as well as they come up on first down. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going deep for Brown. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Here's Murray. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Murray now on first down. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Now Murray. This one swung out here to Jones. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Murray to air it out again. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Green Bay, Wisconsin is the spot. Third quarter inside Lambeau. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. Now a throw here to his running back. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. Shotgun now for Murray. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. $39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. And, Charles, we've seen almost 3 full quarters now, and neither offense can really get it going. Neither has hit the end zone, and neither side seemingly can make that big play.
But the game hasn't been devoid of action because these two defenses, they've taken over and they've slugged it out. But I think you're exactly right. We're at that stage of the game now where one of these offenses, if they make a big play, that could be the difference. I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Hey, we don't need no more penalties right here.
I think you'd agree that looked like the right call from up here.
No doubt about it. And what everyone has to understand is that the officials are going to be right on the play each and every time. You may not like the call, but they're usually spot on.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. Got a man. It's Brown. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with this 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Falcons on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. They're going to look to throw. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Max Crosby in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10.
Green Bay's offense ready to go again. I tell you what, it's kind of hard to imagine. They have not scored a single point, and yet they're in this position, a touchdown drive here, and they're in the lead.
Normally, when you have 0 on your side of the ledger on the scoreboard, you're a little bit discouraged. But when they look over and see their opponents, they don't see a number that's way out there. They don't see a number.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Rashad Evans, the linebacker, recording the sack there. But when you see a quarterback retreating away from the line of scrimmage toward the other goal line like that, usually doesn't end well.
You're exactly right about that. Normally, if they're moving from side to side, they've got a chance maybe to get back upfield. He was trying to shake defenders and extend the play, but it doesn't work out very well for them at all. You need those extra yards on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Now you're digging a hole for your offense.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. To throw, it's Murray. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. J.C. Horn up to make the tackle. Back to throw now in his own end zone. And he hits on the slant route to Marshall. And they'll get him down up past the 15. So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a 1-score game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. So the Packers down by 6. And time, a huge factor. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Murray. He finds his tight end Howard. That's complete. 7 yards, the pickup there. The clock still runs. We're at 90 seconds now. Now a throw here, hauled in. And oh, he coughed it up.
And the Falcons grab it. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball, so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Here's a handoff out of the gun, and he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And not all W's are created equal, CD, and this one came in shutout fashion.
Well, their offense certainly didn't need to do anything, right? They could take the day off, and they did. But the defense, they carried them in a big way.
Yeah, look, the offense obviously stuff to work on, but they did enough, and the defense carried the load.
But you know what they say? It's always fun to work on things. If it didn't go well in your game, with a victory in your pocket. And that's what they've got going forward.
So for Atlanta, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they'll fall to 1-1. And
Today, from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, it's Week 2 of the MFL on EA Sports. Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers versus Tom Brady and the Houston Texans.
we're at the confluence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. They love the black and gold here in the Steel City, and a few moments ago, their Steelers emerged from the Heinz Field tunnel. They're set, we're set, as the Steelers are ready to do battle with the Houston Texans.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way that
two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports?
Taken in at the 3. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
Well, we've all seen what Tom Brady can do on a football field for a couple of decades now. But how about his most impressive accomplishment? Moving to a different franchise and taking them to a Super Bowl title as well. Not many players can continually stiff-arm Father Time the way that he has.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. The numbers for him from a week ago, 17 carries, 56 yards.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week to pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
On second down at 4, Brady over the middle. That's caught by Metcalf. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver...
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and
the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
T.J. Watt, the All-Pro, in there to take him down.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in Week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Brady to throw.
Gets this into the hands of N'Keal Harry. This defense for the Steelers, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They'll be led out by their highly decorated quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
There have been very few quarterbacks in the NFL who have been as consistent throughout their career as Aaron Rodgers. He's been good for so long, and we've seen no decline in his skills. His accuracy and arm strength continue to around him, and his in-game mistakes, few and far between.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
First carry for Najee Harris.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of carries, 94 yards.
They've got a nice scheme going right now, and they run the football pretty well. In fact, I was talking with him on the field before the game, and he said he's starting to hear from the guys ahead of him on the rushing yardage total, and they want to know if he's going to jump up there and join them at the top of the list.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers.
Looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted.
Teron Johnson able to pick it. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
The football going back over now to the Houston Texans.
They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Brady. He'll find Metcalf. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. 1st and 10 right at the 20. From the gun, it's Brady.
Over the middle, that's caught by Harry.
A gain of 6 there on first.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he stopped immediately there. Now Brady.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They're going for it. This is Harris. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. He needed less than a foot. He didn't get a whole lot more than that, but he did get the first down.
Well, he and his offensive line created enough push where if he was able to just fall forward as he was able to there, that would pick up the first down. As you noted, didn't need a whole lot, didn't get much more than that.
That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. Brady now to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Deebo Samuel, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Texans have taken the lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
On second down, this is Harris.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Now it's Rodgers. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
To throw, it's Rodgers.
That's swung out wide to Harris.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Buying time to his left.
That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. Rodgers' throw complete here to Waller.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
From the 16, Rodgers. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Rodgers to throw once more.
And he just throws this one away.
Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player.
While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Rodgers going to throw.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. The hit comes late. We saw it. There's your flag.
And we know that there's a guideline, right? Ball's gone. You get 1 step. If you're within 1 step of the quarterback, you can hit him as long as it's still done legally. But anything outside of that, looks like an extra step was involved.
On 2nd and goal, Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Harris. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts
as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime, something to build on maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points, and now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
Brady's throw taken in by Samuel.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. The final shot before half for Brady. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, not a lot of offense to go around. 7-3 is our score. Will we see things open up in the second half? To find out, we get it back to our guys in the booth, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And the Steeler offense ready to get going here in this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Oh, now Harris lost it. It's a fumble.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Now Rodgers. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
If there's any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Despite a pickup of 16, they're still well short of the sticks on 4th.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a first down.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So here are the Texans to take over. They were winners last week against Cincinnati. And right now they are in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Working from the gun, it's Brady. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. On play action, it's Brady. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Meanwhile, Brady's throw caught here by Metcalf. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. That catch good for only a couple. Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. Again, it's Brady. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Well, the terrible towels here at Heinz Field out in full force. Here's 3rd and long. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Kaimi Fairbairn now to attempt the Texan field goal. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Side with Harris. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
They'll run with Harris. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Here's Rodgers. Completion here to Claypool. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. To throw is Rodgers. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
They read zone coverage there and thought there was some space to send their guy right into the middle on a slant, hoping he would get lost. Instead, they read it quite well and closed quickly.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They run for it with Harris. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Play action. Now it's Brady. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Are you serious, dog?
So pass interference, the call there. Always, obviously, Charles, such a subjective call. You agree with the penalty?
Well, from where we're standing right now, I think the officials are tightening things up here in the 2nd half. Maybe a defender gets away with that in the 1st. But this time the flag comes out, and I think it's a good call.
Harris, touchdown, Houston. Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on 4th down, and now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the 4th quarter, because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the 1st down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts. Throw right side, going to be caught by Waller. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Throwing is Hurts. Throw left side, taken in by Claypool. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He gets it complete to Harris. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 40. Hurts. It's brought in by Harris. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 2nd down. Here's Hurts to throw. And Waller taking it in over the middle. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It's to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Hurts. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. And it's caught. And he'll be pulled down as a penalty flag will rein in as well, and that would appear to be a face mask.
Face mask. Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So now after the face mask penalty, here's 1st and goal. Hurts sets up to throw it. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Houston's offense taking over again. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Oh, why are we doing this?
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. On the give, this is Harris. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they'll indeed take a knee. Brady will take a knee here, and that should just about do it. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. So for the Texans, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they'll return home next week.
Tonight, from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the New England Patriots taking on the Buffalo Bills.
From a venue that's been sold out since it opened back in 2002, there's a look at the home of the Patriots, Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. A moment ago, the pride of Massachusetts, the Patriots, introduced to this, as always, sold-out crowd as they get set to go head-to-head with the Buffalo Bills. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. They come in off a loss in the season opener, which doubled as the home opener.
And when you lose that way, at home, season opener, it almost feels like 2 losses.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead. And we're off in week 2. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
Well, he started his season the way that everyone wants to start their season, with an absolute bang. AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Let's see where he goes from here.
Set the bar high. Week 2, we'll see what he can do. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
2nd and 11. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. 3rd play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb, because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the ground, it's Eckler. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. The numbers for him from a week ago. And Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. On the option, here's Eckler. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Open man, Gronkowski complete. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
On fourth down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Back deep, James Prochet.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So here come the Patriots now to take over on offense.
They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Throwing, Jones. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Now Jones. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 41. Looking to throw. Jones. And right side, Henry's got it. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. The numbers for Hunter Henry from a week ago. 5 catches, 56 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
From the 38, Jones. This one complete to Scott Miller. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 22-yard line. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
We're scoreless after 1. Start of the second quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll go option to the short side. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Throwing on 2nd down. Jones. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. That was J.J. Watt getting in there and getting him to the ground.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Jones. He completes it to Henry. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So they decline it, as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
So the first points of the night belong to our home team, as they're able to take the opening kickoff and at least get 3 points out of it.
Yeah, and that helps the crowd, right? Helps people feel good about why they're there watching this game. They moved the ball well on their opening drive.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
So here come the Bills out for their second drive.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood. Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage. I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. They're going to look to throw. And he finds Gronk. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, and now it's 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he finds McLaurin. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They've been moving the ball well, but this drive was in danger of stalling out. Fortunately, this is a nice throw here, and they're able to pick up a new set of downs.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking for the end zone. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Back to throw again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Fine work by the Patriot D there, and it's 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Tyler Bass out for the Bills field goal.
From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt.
The kick by Bass is good.
And the Bills are going to tie the game at 3. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And that one drops down incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's second down. On 2nd and 10, Jones, and he slings one that's incomplete.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
49's the mic. 49's the mic.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. The left side caught by Diggs. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. He'll drop to throw. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Uncorks one for Davis. It got his man complete. And he gets this deep into Patriot territory. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been as tight as we expected, all tied through one half of play. For the call of the second half, let's get it back to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he won't quite make it to the 25. For the Patriots taking over to start quarter number 3. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. Pressure comes and down he goes. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage, well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Now Jones throwing on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Here's Jamie Gillen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So possession goes over here on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. It's Eckler again. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 40. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. They go play action here on 1st down. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Just a yard to go here on 2nd down. A handoff, it's Eckler. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Austin Eckler, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bills have taken the lead.
Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
And the Patriots gearing up to go now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
A give, it's Jacobs off the option, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Brady. The 1st-round pick, Jair Alexander, making the tackle. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Jones throwing middle, but it's incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Jones hit, and the ball's out. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
Here's Bass now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. James Prochet to return it. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. New England trying to get a place on offense. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Once again, it's Jacobs, and not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A 3rd down now, and those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 45-yard line. From the gun, Jones. He's got the hook up to Miller. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Back to throw. Jones. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Jones now on third down. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Gregory Rousseau gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also fourth down now.
Well, I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? We usually talk about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line? You only have a certain amount of time to get rid of the football. They can only do so much. On this play,
a 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
And the Bills will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Well, I guess an interception at this point on fourth down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
The Bills offense back out onto the field.
Turnover that just got him the football back, obviously a big one, because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a one-possession game.
So you don't sense full relief here then?
No, right? I don't, especially with the ball this deep in their own territory, because you make a mistake, they've got it right back in prime position.
They certainly do. So now, almost like a 4-minute offense, right? Take care of this bad boy. Make sure the other team doesn't touch it, but move it with consistent gains. Wear down the clock and make them use their timeouts in this situation.
Diggs with a good footwork. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. Running on first down, Eckler. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler, and he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Patriots will take their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they will take a knee here. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. On the give, this is Eckler. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out, and he is going to need to bomb this one. This to make it a 3-score game late. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Bills, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. Back home next week to